Hello everyone. Before we go on with the pizza, I need to explain how the theory is behind the recipe. Um, those are all the ingredients you will need: the flour, water, yeast, and salt. The amount of water depends on how much you want to hydrate your pizza. An easy hydration is 65%. So if you use 1 kilograms of flour, you will need 615 grams of water. And for this amount of flour, you will need 2 grams of fresh yeast. And the salt is usually we use 15 grams each liter of water. In this case, almost 32 grams. So once you put all together, you will have a dog, and this dog will need to rest. It will need to rest at almost 20 degrees for 2 to 4 hours. Keep in mind that all this resting time will change the amount of yeast you will use. If you have more time to rest the dog, you can use less yeast. If you are in a rush, you will need to increase the amount of yeast. So the dog will rest for 2 or 4 hours outside the fridge. Then he will go to the fridge for 10 to 24 hours, depends on how you're going to plan your work. After that, you will cut the dough in little small dog, which will result in the pizza after 6 to 10 hours of resting at the ambient degrees. So I use this kind of schedule, which is easy to follow. At 2 p.m. I create the dog with all the ingredients. I will let it rest for 2 to 3 hours. Usually at 5 p.m. I will put it in the fridge. The day after, at 2 p.m. I cut it in small dogs, and I will let the small dog rest until 8 p.m. when I am ready to cook the pizza. Okay, and there is an online website which will help you understand how these ingredients will need to be calculated. I will put it in the chat. It's in Italian, but you can easily translate with Google. Let's go then. Hello everyone, this is the recipe for 4 pizzas. Those are the ingredients: 19 grams of salt, 319 grams of water, better if it's fresh water, cold water, 0.3 grams of yeast. I use the dry yeast. You can use the beer yeast, but it's gonna be 3 times these grams. And flours, I use this kind of flours, which has a good amount of proteins. As you can see here, 12.5 grams for 100 grams of proteins. This is really important to have a good pizza. Oops. And 600 of this flour here. So basically now we're going to use this wonderful machine to mix everything together. Let's see if I can with one hand do it. Okay, here we go. Once it's started, I start to put water in it really slow. Okay. I don't put all the water in it, just half the water to start. There we go. We'll little faster now. Okay. We need to wait until the water and the flowers are melt together. And meanwhile, we're going to add some water, really slow. Okay. Let's wait. By the way, you can do this operation manually with your hands if you don't have this kind of machine. It's totally fine. Okay. Crank it up. Slow down, add some water. Okay. While we wait, we will start with the yeast. Since this is dry, I need to put some water in it. I will use hot water in order to activate the yeast. Okay. Now the yeast, as you can see, is melted with water, and I need to add it to my dough. I just stop it for a second, open it up, and add the yeast. Okay, and let's go. Okay. Okay. This is all the remaining water. Let's add a little bit more. As you can see, it's really wet. The flour needs to eat all this water. Just give it time. We'll go for the salt now, before adding the last cup of water. Just wait until this is totally melted with the flour. Okay. Stop and add the salt. Let's go again. And let's add the last water. Slowly. I need to go on 5 to 10 minutes this way in order to get all the water inside. And that's how it should look like when it's done. So you just stop and let's get it out.